Hello, designers. My name is Nancy. Thanks for your support. I really do appreciate. In today's story, I'll be making a sleeveless circle dress with pleats at the bottom. So the gown length is 38 inches for this client. But since there's a pleat at the bottom of the dress, we have to subtract the length of the pleat from the gown length. So I want the length of the pleat to be 10 inches. So what you need to do is to subtract 10 inches from 38 inches, and that will be 28 inches. That means that we have 10 inches left for the pleats. Now from the shoulder to the half cut is 28 inches, while from the half cut to the hem is 10 inches, altogether 38 inches. So I have 2 yards of African print here, and I'll fold the fabric into 2 equally. Now I'll fold the fabric into 2 again in form of a triangle. Make sure that this folded part of the fabric is on a straight line as shown. Now I'm going to mark the shoulder measurement. The shoulder measurement is 14 inches, and if you divide by 2, that is 7 inches. But because it's a sleeveless dress, I'll subtract half inches, and that will be 6.5 inches. So I'll mark 6.5 inches instead of 7 inches. So from this 6.5, I'll go down by 8.5 inches. Around armhole is 16 inches. Divided by 2, and that is 8 inches. Well, you had half an inch allowance, which is now 8.5 inches. So the armhole isn't too tight since it's a sleeveless dress. So at this point, I'll mark a bust circumference. Our bust measurement is 34 inches divided by 4, and that is 8.5 inches. Now I'll add 1.5 inches for seam allowance. For the armhole here, I'll get the midpoint. Then I'll curve the armhole. Now I'm going to mark the neckline. For the neck width, I'm going to use 3 inches. Then for the neck depth, I'm going to use 4 inches. Just make sure that the measurement you're using for the neckline isn't too small, so it can easily pass through the head since there is no zipper in this dress. So I'll be using the same neckline for both front and back. Now at the edge of the shoulder line, I'll go down by 1 inch to mark the shoulder slope. Now I'm going to use a straight ruler to extend the side seam downwards. The next step is to measure the length of the dress. The length of the dress from the shoulder to the half cut is 28 inches, but we'll be adding 1 inch for the sewing allowance, and that will be 29 inches. Now I'll place the tape on the shoulder line to mark 29 inches all through. Now I'm going to cut the dress out. At this edge, I'll mark 2 inches at the bottom to curve it a little so it doesn't have a funny shape at the side. Now you can decide to use a facing by placing another fabric under to cut out the facing for the neck and for the armhole. But here I'll be making use of a bias tip to secure the neckline and the armhole. Yeah, I have the right side of the fabric facing each other. So I'll take the sewing machine to secure the shoulder slope by 1/2 inch. Now I've secured the shoulder slope. The next step is to use the bias tip to secure the neckline and also the armhole. So after securing the neckline and the armhole, you place the fabric opposite each other as shown to secure the sides by 1 inch. So after sewing, this is how it should look like. So the length of the dress without the pleat is 28 inches. So let's check it out to be sure we are on the right track. Okay, here I have 28.5 inches. That means the 1/2 inch is for the sewing allowance in which I'll be attaching the pleats to. Now to get the wideness of the pleat to be attaching to the dress, we need to do some little calculations. So we'll start by taking the measurement of the bottom of the dress as shown. So here I have 48 inches. Since this is the front panel, the back panel will also be 48 inches. So 48 plus 48 is 96 inches. So altogether, the bottom of this dress is 96 inches wide. So because there'll be a pleat at the bottom of this dress, you have to multiply 96 inches by 2, and that will be 192 inches. So this simply means that the width of the fabric I'll be attaching to the bottom of the dress is 192 inches. Now you place the fabric on the table to cut out the fabric you'll be attaching to the dress. So the length of the pleat is 10 inches, but I'll be adding 2 inches seam allowance, and that will be 12 inches altogether, because by the time I fold the hem and fold the top part of the fabric, it will be 10 inches. So after cutting this, I'll place this on the fabric to cut about 3 of this or 4 of this, making sure that it gives me a width of 192 inches. So this is the fabric I'll be attaching to the bottom of the dress. It has a width of 192 inches and a length of 12 inches. So because I didn't want to waste much fabric, I used part of the pieces I got from cutting the flare to attach these straps. So you can as well do that in order not to waste your fabric. So there are 2 simple methods in attaching this plate depending on how you want it to be. You can place the fabric on the bottom of the dress to pleat. So when you flip to the right side, it looks this way. Or you can also place the fabric on the bottom of the dress, so you pleat on it. So this is what I'll be doing. So since I've decided to pleat on the dress, I'll take this fabric to my overlocking machine to overlock just one side. Now I've overlocked one side of the fabric, I'll take this to the sewing machine to secure the pleats on the bottom of the dress. So if you don't want the joining of the fabric at the bottom to be obvious, so you start the pleating from one side of the joining on the dress. You can see how beautiful it is. So I'll take this to my sewing machine to secure this fabric all through the bottom of this dress. Alright guys, this is the outcome of the dress. You can see I pleated on the bottom of the dress and you can see how neat it is. Very beautiful. So finally, the next step is to secure the hem by sewing half an inch and further folding it by half an inch. Thank you for always stopping by and thank you for watching to the very end. I really do appreciate. And if you are new to my channel, my name is Nancy. Please subscribe, share and like my videos.